You get to cut all this out too.
Yes, I will.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Today, we'll be going over heaving line. Unfortunately, there's a generator in the background, so just ignore that. But we're gonna go over the different ways to coil. We're gonna go over how it works at competition, and then also kind of like the practical uses of when you would see this. So starting with the practical uses, on heaving line, you're gonna see heaving line used to either exchange lines in between boats, or from dock to a boat, or from a boat to a dock. Usually it's, for example, with bigger lines like hawsers. For example, it's really hard to throw a hawser up to a boat. So in this case, you'd be using a heaving line. A heaving line is usually a line that has a weighted end. It can be a wooden ball, it could be a heaving line knot. In this case, I believe these ones have lead weights, which you won't see actually used in the real world because they're illegal. You would only see this here at competition because it helps the youth get the heaving line over the rail. Here at competition, the setup is you have a rail. This will represent the lifelines on a boat or the rail on a ship. And then over there you have about a 4-foot target, and that's gonna represent like a dock or another rail of another vessel. Okay? So getting into the event, we're gonna go over into different ways to coil. So there's 2 big things we're gonna go over. So you want to either keep them in one hand, or you're gonna split your coils, which I'll also show as well. So for the first one, you can go about arm's length. It depends how big you want your loops. I go a little less than arm's length, but it's completely up to your personal preference. I also twist the line in my fingers, and that helps keep, oh, not that. But usually it helps keep even loops that don't get twisted and bundled up inside themselves. This line's pretty twisted the opposite way of which I'd want it. Okay, so the first method I'm going to demonstrate is having all your coils in one hand and your heaving line in the other. So normally you're going to swing both of them by the sides of your body. That way you're able to make sure you throw the heaving line, but also throw your coils at the same time. So I do swing. You can even step into it if you want. Some people will take an extra step. Just make sure you don't get caught under this rail for obvious reasons. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and start. There you go. So another thing to keep in mind, a tip for this event, is that if you throw it too high, you will fall short of the target. If you throw it too shallow, you'll probably hit the ground even if it bounces and hits the target, which still will not count. So next thing you're gonna do is, if you successfully complete a throw, you're just gonna leave this here and then the next person will go. If, however, you missed your throw, you're gonna recoil, which we'll show you how to do here. So you'll pass this underneath the lifeline, and then you'll begin to coil. And so we'll just show the second method of throwing. This one I'm going to do a little smaller coils, but once again, this is kind of up to personal preference. Oh, so much better. Okay. So what you can do is you can separate your coils. Now, one thing I don't like about this method is that it requires you to properly grab coils. The other thing you want to make sure is if you do put coils in this hand, you make sure the actual weight is below your coils. That way it doesn't get tangled in your coils. So that's an example of a little bit more shallow shot, but however it still goes over. So that basically concludes our video on heaving line. I hope you guys found this helpful. We're going to be posting some other Sea Scout content on competition events and some demonstrations. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Set, go! Oh, already